Hey guys, this is the mini number six video in our series, and we have some exciting news for you guys that I want to share with you. Some changes that we're making to our dishes, and this comes from the corporate office. So these are changes that are macaroni grill wide. They're small but significant changes that will help us with food costs and also with how we make our food and make the process, streamline the process and make it much easier for everyone involved. The first change is that we're going from the yellow golden potatoes now to red potatoes. This eliminates a step in how we prep that food, and also I think brings a better presentation to the food, and I think the red potatoes, in my opinion, taste much better. So that's a great change. The second thing what we're doing is on the lasagna. Whereas before we put like an ounce or an ounce and a half of mozzarella cheese and then throw it in the oven and melt it and then put sauce on top of that, we're actually going to eliminate the step of putting the cheese on there. Now that sounds like it may be taken away from the dish, but in fact it really doesn't change very much because of how much cheese is already in the dish. In fact, it just makes lasagna that much easier to prepare and to serve, and so this will actually help our kitchen out quite a bit. The Mama's Trio is changing, so it's still on an oval plate, but the lasagna now goes in the middle of the dish, the fettuccine alfredo to the left, and then to the right is the chicken parmesan, but it doesn't have the capellini pasta anymore. It'll just be the chicken with sauce. Now, I know that may sound like a very significant change, and in some ways it is, but when you see what it looks like, the presentation is much better this way. So that's something to be aware of when you go to your tables and they order the Mama's Trio. On the farmhouse pizza and some of the pizzas, we are making all of the cheese amounts the same. That's a minor change, but more for the kitchen. We're changing the campagnola sauce, so we're adding chicken base to it, which will give it a little bit of a saltier taste to it. I think a better quality to the sauce, and then we're also going to put it in the heat well with the meatballs and the sausage. So when you order Italian bake, and now will take like 15 seconds to make, because the sauce is already warm, the meatballs are already done, and the sausage are already done. We just have to plate it. So that will make that will streamline how we actually make that product. So that's a great change. We no longer have sliced garlic. We now do chopped garlic. We julienne spinach. These are smaller changes for the kitchen. Another one for the servers, especially on our Alfredo dishes, we no longer garnish it with cracked pepper. And the same with the Italian bake. We will no longer garnish with cracked pepper on the cheese, ricotta cheese. But on the bruschetta, we will still garnish the ricotta cheese with pepper. So Alfredo and Italian bake, no more pepper garnish. Bruschetta, still pepper garnish. And then the last minor change in the penne rustica, it used to get 7 shrimp, now it gets 6. The reason for that is not just food cost sake, but it makes all of our dishes uniform. Every dish that gets the small shrimp now gets 6. It makes training much easier, makes food costs much easier, and it just keeps everything more accountable and much better as far as processing and making the food. So those are the changes that are effective today. It's good to get to know those changes, especially when the food starts coming out to your table and it's different, and it's good to let your guests know what's going on with these particular dishes. This paper will be in the back hallway, so definitely check it out, read through it, and know what's going on with this so that there's no surprises for the guests. So thanks for your attention, and appreciate it. If you have any questions, just ask Todd or myself, and we'll try to get as much information to you as possible. So thank you, guys.